Sham Mesech the Meister Daf Yud Zayin and basically Nishmas Gita Basavon Meishchaim Yisrael Yisrael Yitzchak Das Chaysel for Yirushalmי. Yesterday, Rabbi, we spoke about Rambam and his Meister like Dalit Halacha Beis. The Rambam is a Pella. The Kesef Mishnah speaks about it. All the Baz, everybody's Kukas, everybody's trying to understand this Rambam. When the Rambam says, "Yirili shein loikim min ha'Torah lachilas hatevel, ad sheyikovu b'knisos lebeisai k'moi shibanim and pi hashmur." Rambam already said before in Pei Gimel that you don't have Riyas B'nei Abayis, you have all the other 6 things that the Chacham were Kaveh that we spoke about, Shabbos, Melech, Mekach, all these other things. That's only the Rabbanon. So maybe it's only the Rabbanon, it's Shtokah Malkus. Malkus is only on the Daraisa. So why does the Rambam say here, Yirili, Sedach Tzachmir, Senirili, Shein Loikim in HaTorah, Alachilas HaTeva, Ad Sheyikovu B'knisos Lebeisai, K'moi Shibanim B'pi Hashmur. What's Yirili? Like the Rambam said there, it's our Gemara. Our Gemara here says also, when you Zayin on his base, that it's only the Rabbanon. The Rambam himself says it's only the Rabbanon. Mecca v'chotze v'Shabbos ain't a Torah. So the problem is the Gemara only talks about these 3. The Rambam says all 6. Okay, that we spoke about the other day. But like the point, let's look at the Rambam and do Yirili. What's the Yirili in this Rambam? So maybe today I want to try to explain in a way that the Rambam himself explained it. Some good to listen that this Rambam in Sefer Mitzvahs, Kuf Nun Gimel. The Rambam says here, Svana Nisif in Tevel. Shazini Me'echo Tevel. What is Tevel? Tevel is Yisad Raisa, Yisad Shemayim, V'yi Tevel. What's that mean, Tevel? So the Rambam makes an afgemina between like this. He says, Shloi not Mimena Truma Umaisis. He didn't take off the Truma Gedoyla and the Trumas Maisa. And that's Tevel. You didn't take that off. Hu Ami Yisalo Lo Yichalu Eskoche B'nei Yisrael Asher Yimu L'Hashem. Go'iv Alav Zeh Rachmana Litzlan She'ochel Tevel Chai Misa B'nei Shemayim Zaremes B'mayim Hine Lo Yichalu V'Homa V'Tru Eskoche B'nei Yisrael Lo Yisachalu Lo Yisamusu V'Yalo Chila Chila Mitruma. So Yid Nachamol Tua Nigma Malachtoi didn't take off the Truma or the Maisa, then we do Misa B'dei Shemayim. Gemara Malkus Amru Yochel Lo Yichayov Me'al HaTevel Shlo Yehu Mimenu Kol Dika. He didn't take off the Truma and the Maisa. What happens is Nitla, the Gemara Malkus says like this: Nitla Mena Truma Gedoylev Lo Nitla Mena Trumas Maisa. Maisa Rishon Lo Maisa Sheni for the Maisa Oni Minayin. What's the din damos? In other words, you took off the Truma Gedoylev. But you didn't take off the other mices. This is the Amot. Tambud loy lo yisuchu lechol b'shirechol. So nachalav, another lav, and that lav says lo yisuchu lechol b'shirechol. Lahal liyoyim v'vochel b'shirechol v'seveyu. Ma lahal ma'aseh oni afka ma'aseh oni v'nachmal lo yisuchu lechol v'da lav lo yisuchu lechol. Aval zeh kuloi the malchus. This lav, if you took off the Truma Gedoyla, you didn't take off the other mices, the ma'aseh rishon, the shokam misa. Yeah, it's the Do Malchus. This is Malchus. Interesting. And there's another lav. What's the lav? It's not the lav that he brings. Lo Yichalu Eskoche B'nei Yisrael Asher Yimu L'Hashem. That's not the lav. Lo Yisruchu Lechel is the lav. And the Minchas Chinuch in Reish Pei Dalid, he makes the Moedik and Afgemina. He says, Bibalt in the first lav, Lo Yichalu, in the lav which is Do Misa, Lo Shetnish Achila, it says Lo Yichalu, Lo Nishvashvechem, Eskoche B'nei Yisrael, Lo Nishvashvechem. But there's Zuk the Minchas Chinuch that even Shloi Kedech Achila doesn't say Achila. Shloi Kedech Achila, it's also going to be Yosef. Oy B'zayin of Issa, Misa B'dei Shemayim. Ma'aseh Ein Kein, if you took off the Truma Gedoyla, you took that off, and now you're dealing with the Lav, Lo Yisucha Lechol, that has to be Dafka Adei Achila, and if it's Shloi Kedech Achila, you don't know if it has a Chumah, but Al Kapon, there's no Misa, there's only Malchus. The Chinuch himself, in Reish Pei Dalid, looked at Zal Bazach. Kamat Zal Bazach. Shlolechel Tevel. This is nicht Essen can Tevel. Yeah, the Rambam looks Me'echel Tevel. What says Tevel? Shloi to manage Trumas and Maises. So Yichal is Kochim B'nei Yisrael. There's the same lav. Ina Koslam Sheyichalu HaKochim B'oidim Murovim Machulim into Sun. We learn Pshat in the Gemara, like Rabbi Yosef Engel, we learn Pshat, we saw in the Gemara many times, that Sdoa Isif and Vos, when Maisa is Murav, Maisa Rishon, from Gedoyle, all these shemus are Murav in the Shloi Humu. So Tevel means it's Murav with Trumas and Maisa. Here the Finna goes out of the way, he says, the Muravim Machulin, it's Murav with Chulin, doesn't say it's Murav with the Trumas and Maisa. Well, that's Pshat.
What's Murav?
Tevel. What is Tevel? Tevel is a mixture, the Gemara says, Tevel is a mixture of Trumas and Maisa. Zika, the Gemara says there's Zika. No, we're not learning Yavamas, but the Shtei Doh. The Shor Shein Aleh Ela Zika Shnei Maises, the Kolshkin. Zika from the Rai Maises and Zika from the Maises. In the table, Liktach Tumas and Maises. That's the Pshat. Akaponim, he says in here, that's only Al Chulin Shabbat. Akaponim, that's not the point I want to bring out. I want to bring out something else here. Then he brings over there the Gemara Malchus, the same thing over there. Shloi Tevel Shloi Hu Mimena Kolika. Nittul Mimena Truma Gedoyle, Nittul Mimena Trumas Maises. Then what's the lav for Lo Yisuch Alecha? It's a different lav, not the lav for Lo Yichalu. And do Malchus, and do Shuk Hamisa. Zeh Achi Hu Lo Malchus. Aber Avoy Misa Eine Ela Tevel Shloi Nittul Mimena Truma Gedoyle. So on this if and Avoy Misa Lo Yichalu, that's only Shloi Nittul Mimena Truma Gedoyle. But if you took up the Truma Gedoyle and you didn't take up the other Maises, then is do lav from Lo Yisuch Alecha. It's a different lav. That's a different issue. Shuk Hamisa. Chaynami Voichel Maisa Koyim Shenit Lemena Truma. Maisa you took over you magdim it. Nimtze Bechlal Deverenu Shoichel Tevel Koyim Shenit Lemena Truma Gedoyle Kamay Kain Koyim Shenit Lemena Truma. Maisa does it be Misa. Mochel Mena Achas Shenot Lemena Truma Gedoyle. Not Lemena Gam Truma Maisa going Shehigdom Nidom is magdim it. Afi Shu Adayin Tovel Lishnei Hamay. It's Tovel for the Maisas. But Akaponim Abel He Bechiyev Malchus. There's no misa. The chain calls Manshu Tobla Fil Lechem in a Maisa. Malchus Moshinit Lamata. Say there, hey, shut. Medina Mitzvah Mashu Omer Zechayin Levacha B'Isa Tevel Shu Oisib B'Terevasa B'Kolshu Tevel Zechasa B'Kolshu Masha Eini came B'Shari Sum Shu B'Torah. All the other Sum in Torah except for Yain Nesa B'Chom Zebesa K'Mach Satim M'Koymai. Everything else is only also with a shear, but here it's also b'fil koshu. They should surah kumay yitiru. It's a double shear shlematirim. Ma'ateri b'koshu. Chita achas pointed says akri because it's double shear shlematirim. That's why it's also a fil b'koshu. But if you're learning it out from the word l'such lechem, but looking at the Truma Gedoyle, and now it's also l'such lechel. Lechel has to be l'chayre. The Shetach Mavui come out in Shargis. I is Mavui this come upon him. That says lechem because ashir. So this din that he's saying that it's also b'koshu. That's only in the lav. L'sechalu was done by misa. Yeah, that is masha again. And the other one with l'such lechel is l'chay dav zayin l'chay dav yazan ashir. And he says something here. Okay. Akaponos, we want to say like this. Ken Zayin Aboisai, we pass the Tzvei under the Lavim, Bechlal. So this that the Rambam says here, Yirili, Shein Loikim in HaTorah, Achilus HaTevel, so we're not talking about the Lav, which is Leichalu. That Lav from Leichalu is Doa Goy Misa, that's not also Bechila. That's also for the Kosher. It doesn't have to be Bechal and Achila. So here, and there's no Malchus, there's no Misa. So here we Rambam is saying, and this is what the Rambam said before, that you don't need these, you need these bias. Without these bias, you're not going to have the Isurim. That goes on the Sechalu, and there the Bob Dvam with the Chamul Goyze, that's only Midrabon. That's what the Rambam is talking about in Pei Gimel. Here in Pei Dalid, I'm not talking about that. The Rambam is talking about the Lav from Leisuch Lechel. Leisuch Lechel B'Sherecha. This Lav, Leisuch Lechel B'Sherecha, this also needs these Pnei Abayis. So here the Rambam is saying, Yirali, that this Lav, he's not sure that this Lav is going to, whether this is Noig, this Lav, Yideli shein loikin min atayla achiyas ateva shikovi nesas lebesim. Maybe it doesn't need to be a bayis. It needs Gemara Melocha. Once you had a Gemara Melocha, it's a nikva the stable. But who says you need these pnei bayis? And these pnei bayis can on the loisechalu. On the loisechalu, the anisif was only when it has these pnei bayis. Then it's avoid misa. But on this din, the zweite din, you took over the Truma Gedoyla, and now you only have the lav loisuch lechel. Can zayin. You're going to be chayiv malchus on this on the Riz Pnei Abayis. Yirli shein loikin. Yirli shein loikin min ha'toira al achilas hateva shikov nisos lebayis. This also has to have Riz Pnei Abayis. I free to shingudus gezuk. That's only the rabbanon. And echanam. Dort we got being another lav. Loisechalu taka has to have Riz Pnei Abayis. You don't have Riz Pnei Abayis. It's only the rabbanon. There's no issue about it. That's close. That's in the Gemara. Mashenken the lav loisuch lechol. This is the Rambam Nishvein Zicher. Ken zayin you have this love. I feel without the Yisbei Abayis is oichedo their love. And you see that because under the dinim and ganze b'chal here needs achila, here doesn't need achila. So maybe there's andash. So this ken zayin. I'll just come from the pshat in what the Rambam says over here. Yirli. Okay. Back to the Gemara. So yes, the Gemara is talking about over here in Yizayim and Beis. Chotze Shmira has a din like the bayis because it's meshuma. So the chotze is mechuvish bekulam, and once it comes into the chotze, so Shmira, so it's as if you're coming into the bayis. Now the Mishnah was explaining that the Sigurez in the Beis Hamikdash, or in Yerushalmi rather, there was a place called Ginas Vrodim. What's Ginas Vrodim? A rose garden. What was with this rose garden? The rose garden was, White House. Okay. But before the White House, they had already this rose garden in Yerushalmi. And in Yerushalmi, it was very expensive. And because it was very expensive, the Masbig raised but the Shangalos kind of they didn't let anybody in there. And they used to sell the Tainim, very expensive Tainim, not just because of the rose, because of the Tainim. And these Tainim were very expensive, so it was liket v'noisen. It's not a lik of oichel. You can't come in and pick it like you go into a vegetable garden. You go, you pick it out, then you go to the cash register and you pay for it. No, do gewesen the balabus, the balagina, Ed geklibben to pay this, and that's the thing he gave me. You came over to him to pay, check out, he gave you what it was. So that's why it's only keveya, but liket v'noisem, and not liket v'oichel. What is mekach? Mekach means like it was over there in this particular Gidus V'rodin. That's and this says mekach. Mekach is when the balagina picks it and he gives it to you, and you buy the whole bunch, whatever you ordered from him. The Gemara brings a raya. Chavraya b'shem Rabbi Yochanan, about 8-9 lines in the bottom. Kach meishu Rabbi Yehuda said Meir. Meir is the one that says in the Mishnah. Listen to the Meir in the Mishnah. Achas Meir zeh like chomesh teinim lo yochel achi yase. If he buys 5 teinim divrei Meir, Rabbi Yehuda oimer oichel achas upoter. Even one, if you eat one at a time, so Rabbi Yehuda upoter. And Meir says no. Himself is chayiv. Sagt jetzt die Gemara, Chavraya b'shem Rebbe Yochanan, Rabbi Yehuda said Meir, ein at moide li b'noisen li b'noi shupote. Aren't you moide to me that if this lekeach, the one who buys it, b'noisen li b'noi shupote, is not like a v'oichel. So if it's noisen li b'noi, that is also pote. But the Gemara, Mali, why should it be pote? That's not mekach. That's a matona. You give it to the child. You don't sell it to your child. You give it to him. So matona reike mecha. Mali aloiked b'noisen lebnoi. Mali aloiked b'noisen lacha. If I say matana that you give to the benoi, the matana is like mecha to shupata. It should say that what it should become a chuy b'maiser because it's keveya. One of the things that keveya is mecha. If you the boy my chomis meime b'loiked b'noisen loy or neime b'loiked b'oichel. What's the nafkamina? Because what was in the Guinness V'Rodim? In the Guinness V'Rodim was that what there was a loikid b'noisen. The balagina took it and gave it to him. You couldn't come in and buy it yourself and take it yourself. Amar less can b'loikid b'oichel el b'loikid b'noisen. Min hadog Guinness V'Rodim. From Guinness V'Rodim, we learn out just like it was over there. Put them in a ma'aser. They never gave up ma'aser in oil. As I said, the Lashon Mishnah. In the Guinness V'Rodim.
Who was the owner?
No. It was in Yerushalmi.
Who's the owner?
So it was privately owned. It should be some potter. That's the Lashon Mishnah. Amar Yehuda, Ma'aser beginners V'Rodim Shal Hoyse B'Yerushalmi. V'Hoyu Teneho and Mikodesh doesn't say it was Hegdish, it was privately owned. Boy, Teneho and Mikodesh Misholish Mi'abab Issa, very expensive, sold one at a time, and they sold 3 pieces for an Issa. Never with Mafish Trumas Ma'isa Dog from Oilam. But wasn't it? That was a loikid benoisen, because the Balagina, they said, don't pray much. The Balagina, hat nicht keiner nicht angelassen in the beginning, because maybe you're going to go in, you're going to step on something, you're going to break something. It was very expensive payers, and because they were expensive, he didn't let anybody in. He came to the door, he gave it to you at the doorway. So yes, the Gemara. Ma'achom is meime beloike benoisen, oinei beloike beloichel. Amar amana less can beloike beloichel. You can't go in and pick it and eat it by yourself. Ela beloike benoisen. You go in and he gives it to you. The Balagina gives it to you. Minador gigas v'rodem. Where do you know that from? Semiza zayzayin. So you learn out from gigas v'rodem. What's episode to learn out from gigas v'rodem? How do you learn out from the Lord Matananga like gigas v'rodem in the Mishnah? What's give the Tanan like the gigas v'rodem Mishnah? What's this doing in the Mishnah? He's coming to tell you that there was potter loy frishman trumas ma'asim was because it was a loikid benoisen. If it was a loikid benoisen, the far it is going potter mitrumas ma'asim mi'odem then have to get trumas ma'asim. But it would be a different type of beginner. A normal beginner, which is not expensive, so expensive, is a loikid oichel. He takes it by himself. That taka is not potter. Why? Because there's no kiviyas of choshev azach. It's not a choshev azach because you take it by yourself, and that's not the mekach. The mekach is only when that's a makach. But the mekach is called when he's loikid benoisen. That's the mekach. That's what the Gemara is saying over here. Amar Amona less can beloike v'oichel beloike b'noisen loy min hadog ginis v'rodim islach l'meim ginis v'rodim beloike v'oichel loy beloike b'noisen loy. Not beloike v'oichel because it wasn't possible. He never allowed anybody to go in there. Afocha beloike b'noisen loy du oma lei ein at the olu at mekal v'rodeho. Why can't it be a loike v'oichel? Because at mekal as v'rodeho. If you're going to go in, you're going to mekal the roses. So maybe at the triangulars. So look at the Pnei Moshe. Two lines in the wide lines. These 16, zu chotze bayis shmira. Chotze bayis shmira. The chotze was a chotze mishumeres. Shahakol moedim boy shekavas lemaisa. Then zichit kaveh lemaisa. And at the moed, so mele that is hamuchuv shebekul. Then it's kaveya. Vice the Gemara learns here that is kaveya for the mederaisa. And at the moedeli ben noisim lebenoi mashu who like it achas. If somebody's like it and then he gives it to his child achas who bought it, the ain't can kviz. But the more mali like ben noisim lebenoi mali like ben noisim achas was enough minute shebedunu shene chayav lasa and can't sit it. It's one at a time. The is not up to it from Mecca. Mecca doesn't, you don't buy one thing at a time. You buy these pays. You buy it in bunches. If you do buy, the machom is oime. But what's the gezein? Chomis means to see. What's the gezein? Beloike b'noisen loy. Dafke palig. Why dafke bazoi? Uminolacha. I do in the name of the apple like a boy. Palig remei. Can't that remei? Is mechuk b'yuda. Nish can afke min like a b'noisen like a boy. That's kind of like a boichel. It can't be over here and Guinness Virodim. There should be a like a boichel. He goes and he picks it up himself. The kayak. I call like a boichel for us. The Guinness Virodim. We bald the mission starts to have with Guinness Virodim. The company good. Who may be right. The word he islach the name at the beginning of Virodim like a boichel. Have over there. Bad they like in the massacre. Abase. Do amalei at all. La Gina, you're going to walk into the Gina. At the Makalka over there, the guys from Makalka are in the Blimen. In Mistamel, Oihoya Miniach, Liodom, Lichtness, Litoichel. That's the Shrangelos. Alabala Gina, how you like it. He was the one that picked it for you. You wanted something? How much you want? He picks it, and he gives it to the Lekeh. Afoch, Zelbazar do, Bluktai, Beloik, Benoisland. Zelbazar has every dotten. People the Tanat Sarang like the beginners Virodim, otherwise, I'm saying the Shkam what's how do you know the beginners Virodim as a Shaykh as the Tumah? Don't Maisha Shoy, Kachoy, it's an expensive place. As I give it. But Dal the Tanat Savega shall do here. He'll have Hochi, man, maybe the Buddha Island, what beginners Virodim. What's back the Buddha Raya, Sivasit Gazuk, beginners Virodim. There has to be, there's only Potter, but like it, the Noisim, Masnit, no Habrais, the Kameh, Pliga, Allah, those that are Mona. A mashuk shachim, I had against Virodim, the like of nice like who the pligameh. So the Gemara says because Ma'aseh Shahoya, that's a raya that is as I did it. I'm saying the Rashi, but like in the right side, but like it b'nois and loy. The chashuv mekach. Oh, this is the punchline. When is it called the mekach? It's like even nicely. He takes it. How much is it? $5. Give me the $5. This is the mekach. But the guy comes in, he picks it one at a time. That's not a mekach. That's an achila. The meya the hatla fill the light siv the keep the nice and domim alayim chashiva achila. The chashuv mekach the meya the hatla fill the light siv the keep the nice and the meya chashiva achila. I don't know what he means. The chashiva achila. The bot is the mekach. Once you have a mekach, that is keveya. Avu loik midrabon. Avu loik v'oichel. If it goes on who on the lekeach, even the lekeach asmi lockdown ain't a mekach keveya. Then we don't say it's a keveya. Pavos the name of the domim hein mishabe nachasua shela lekita shemenia es halekech lockdown because he lets them go in and to buy it. Inami the zochibe mukubed learning menachta. So the Moshe says that that's an afkimina. You learn out the Torah is only when it's a lekeach v'nois. B'chotz beis shmira, mechubash b'kul b'chotz beis l'chotz sheish by beis shmira. Do mishum the mekach midrabanan. Mekach is only the rabbanan 1 of the 16. The Tov kedis lekamam b'reish hakovish. The Moshe is going to say this later in the 4th page. Mishum achim meiku boy Yehuda boy tziriv. Not from that tziriv. V'chinami gab b'chotz the Tov midrabanan. Beis is midrabanan. Am Rabbi Yochanan lekamam b'reish hakovish. Mecca b'chotze b'Shabbos ain't a Torah. So this is a member which we say in the name of Rabbi Yochanan. Here in the Gemara B'Metzia, this is eine from the Zachen why they say in the Rambam. The Rambam says Yideli. The Chaim wants to say because here it says Omer Rabbi Yanai. Ein ateva mischayev b'maisa ad sheyir b'nei abayis. Rabbi Yochanan Omar afilu chotze kavas afilu without v'yis b'nei abayis v'ochel b'shlechu v'saveyu. So you change it around and the Rabbi to the Rabbi Yochanan. This is the way in the Shah the Yideli in the Rambam because the different gises according to the Lochad Alma be Rabbi Yochanan connected to Rabbi Yanai. So Mele he doesn't know if the Lochad like the Yishami or the Bavli. But do state this Rabbi Yochanan is that's supported. The news like the Rabbi Yochanan says the one that is supported. So who is it? Rabbi Yochanan or the Rabbi Yanai? If it's Rabbi Yochanan, the Lochad is Rabbi Yochanan. This is like Rabbi Yanai. We don't pass it like Rabbi Yanai connected to Rabbi Yochanan. So Mele the Rambam goes look Yideli. In the Malkus, because it was a suffix to him, if we go like Rabbi Yochanan Rabbi Yanai, because we didn't know which gisa to go with. As I looked at the Chamuna. B'nois l'm'loishu potter, the Svila Rebbe Yehuda, the Matana Kemecha, v'chinami kabel, m'shum l'lek etzirif, shayn. Eineme b'loiket v'oichel, shem yechleinu l'far gam b'loiket v'oichel, nami pligi, how do you know b'loiket v'noisin? Ein at the kol, at mekala b'riyad. You can't come and make a loiket v'oichel because you can't go into the garden. You're going to go inside, you're going to be a mekalkal. So maybe Mishrangalos, it has to be a loiket with noise, not a loiket with. Now the Gemara comes. Masnita pligi, this Masnita that says an African minute loiket with noise, this is a mechulik on the member for Ramona. What did Ramona say? Kama is a din in Chayshim Mishpat. Kama ani moichelot. He says, I'm going to sell you a vineyard. Half a piece ain't boy gefanim. Doesn't have to have there were grapes in this particular vineyard. Karma means a vineyard. Who says there's grapes? The word karma doesn't necessarily mean there were grapes in there. What's the name? The name is it's a kerem. That's what it is. So it's called a kerem. It's called a vineyard, even though there's no grapes in there. But I sell you an orchard. Half a piece ain't boy lonos, even though there's no trees. He only sold them the name. So what's matters? What do you mean? How do you see right from over here that this is true? One statement does. Like the play Moshe, come in the Moichelot, except you pay about the Babasa. Alma that fill in your Mechel Amina, Shlemachel El Shemoy. And Cain, who I did not meet, beginners Virodim and all that I'm on the Hilay Virodim Lachia. How did the Monim know that in this rose garden that there were roses there? That the Baal Hagina didn't allow anybody to come in, and he himself was the one who picked it and he gave it to the customer. You don't want to let anybody come in. Why? Because you're going to damage the roses. Maybe not true. The whole thing is not true. It was called against Virodim. There was no roses there. Why? It is a rose garden, but right now there's no roses in there. So you followed up the ganze opinion that it says it has to be a loiket ben noisim because it's going to be calculated with other. There was no roses. And came and seen the limit after loiket b'oichel. Probably going to mayor. And it's also going to be the Zelbazach, and the going to say it's not Chai B'maisa, in Baloikid V'oichel. The good maybe the Ayim Hog, Guinness V'rodim, Loyhuf, Shemenu Maisis, Mi Oilom, Mishim Shoy Loiktim, Achas Achas V'oichel. So if there was no V'rodim there, they called it Guinness V'rodim. I bring an eye from Karma, but Karma is Zelbazach. By Karma, I called it a Kerem, even though there's no Gefanim there. Remember, this Shaykh is the Choshen Mishpah. Look at the Fulda. Masnisim, please, go back to Amon Beis on the bottom. As far as Amona Sheroitz, Loima Hoy, when he cries Guinness V'rodim, Hoy Sham V'rodim, Mibald, you call it Guinness V'rodim. Must be the V'rodim, the V'rodim, Dilma, can't Hoy Shemam. Avaloi Hoy Sham V'rodim. Because it's not Hoy, but the Chaveir, Kerem Ani Moichelo. The din is Shetach in the Mishnah. And Bova Vasa, if he said, I'm selling you a Kerem, Afi Shem Hashem Gefarim. This is not Troben. I raise a Moch, will Yochel HaKerem, Lazaboy. Can I show you that? Shalom Mochel, Moyal Shemay, Ochinami. Och Dilma Kacho Yishma. With the name only, in name only, but he only sold him the name. He didn't sell him the paytas. Dr. Rashi here on Yitchasam and Aleph, Shleimochel Eli Shmoy. Verkauft him the number. He's not selling him the paytas. Shohay Kedem Ipardes. V'och Yinam Ipardes Masis Gana. Shohay Boy V'Radim Mikodem B'Mois Hanevim Harishonim Hatraboisai. Where did he get this name? He got the name from the days of the Nevi'im, the Rishonim, the Esh, the Nevi'im, Kedisa Bek Meruba, Valiba de Ramona, Mashmed, Loi Mekai, Giddens, Vrod, Shoyi Boy Vrod, Shoyi made the Buddha. Divi Shoyi Boy Mekoidim, Loi Bezmana Edis, Hoyi Mucha Ramona, Minei, the Kome, and Ato Olum, and Kalkos of Rod. The mission to the Shetach and the Gemara that he didn't let him in because you're going to Kalkos of Rod, and Dilma Kim, like a brother, and that's what like it. But there was no Brodim here. We're talking about a story only, a name only. Samela Mona is Mechulik of the Gemara, and as Dr. Asgir is Brodim, Ken Zayin, and this cannot give it. I get in Chaydish Shabbos.